Oh, see, I just figured something out just now, and it will help me in the future. And this light is in my face. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Melanin Minds, the show where we uplift Black women and femmes in the comic book and manga space. Today, I have another awesome guest. She is a self-taught artist, which I love self-taught artists because I don't know how y'all do it because I can't at all. I've tried and I stopped trying. I had other things I could do. So, I mean, artists in general always impress me because just the way artists are able to just make art in a way that I can't even fathom ever being able to do, especially consistently. Like, it's amazing. So, but when you're self taught, even, wow. But also, she's from my old stomping grounds up in the Bronx. For those who don't know, I was born in New York. Grew up watching action-packed films with cool animals. I mean, cool animals, cool heroines. I'm sure there were cool animals on them too. Honestly, there are cool animals. Some people have like tigers as pets that are on the action shows fighting people. But she also likes cute animals, which is fair because I do too. She actually works in a duo with her writing partner slash editor, Anissa, and they have an award-nominated comic series called Tezra, which is a retro futuristic Western series about a Black woman bounty hunter trying to provide for her pet rabbit whose name is Honey Buns, and that's the cutest name ever. And it's really fun too. Also, I've read it. On top of that, she has also contributed to an anthology that I've talked about on the show before, which is the Midnight Mystics anthology. She did the art for The Princess Awakens by Erica, who has been on the show before, and also contributed to the Black and Bloody Vampire zine that I don't remember if I talked about on the show or not. But if you missed out on that, make sure you go check that one out as well. And did I mention what the award nomination was for? I did not. It was a Glyph Comic Award. And if you're in comics, especially indie comics, you know what the Glyph Awards are. So that's impressive. Okay. So welcome, CJM or CJ McWillis. Well,
Hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here.
Of course.
And thank you for the intro. Really appreciate it.
I try my best. I try to make everyone proud.
Yes. And a fellow Bronxite. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. I've been down here a long time. I'm in Atlanta, but I used to go back all the time. I try to get back as often as possible, money permitting.
Yeah. Understandable.
I've been trying to get everyone who was on Midnight Mystics, I have been trying to have on at some point, and I've been doing a really bad job, honestly, of being consistent in general up until now. And so I'm really just now getting to everyone. But I've wanted you all on because it's like that's literally the point of this. I had Sarah on before she had started doing Midnight Mystics well before, and I also knew that doing this during the campaign wasn't going to work because I didn't have episodes coming out at that time. And I know I moved slow and they probably wouldn't have come out in time. But I did know I wanted you all on eventually.
Yeah, and you still can, like Kickstarter is we're pushing through it, artwork's done and everything, so I'm excited for you all to see it, witness it, and see all our comics and all its glory. And yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see all of them. I actually need to reach out because I'm like, I actually haven't seen much of the art for my story just yet. Can I get a sneak peek? I'm just a little. Like I'm actually legitimately happy to be surprised because I have faith completely. I know it won't be disappointing at all. So like, but I gave a little introduction. You also, if you can, introduce yourselves and tell people how you got into this, how you got into comics, how you got into drawing comics, and then how you got into writing comics.
Yeah, so like you said, I grew up in the Bronx, and I've been making comics since like 2021.
Mm.
Like completely self-taught. I didn't really go to any formal school for it, though. For years, especially when I was younger, I used to draw a lot. Specifically animals. I wasn't really good at people, so I just stayed away from that. I just drew like my horses and stuff because I'm a horse girl. And I actually was studying to go to veterinary school when I was in college, and I did get my biology degree, even though it was hell getting it with my chronic illness and other stuff going on. But I did get it. Unfortunately, I did receive it during the pandemic, so everything was like locked down.
Mm.
Couldn't really do much with it, so I was just hanging on the wall while I was figuring out like what to do. Everybody's all locked in, so I started drawing again, and I fell in love with it. Something that keep me busy, and I got back into anime through my brother. He introduced me to My Hero Academia. So I used to watch the Toonami when I was younger too, like Inuyasha, One Piece, Dragon Ball, all those types, and and manga as well. And when I started like having like these like visions and scenarios of like my own characters and these type of settings and what I want to do with them, and oh my god, it'd be cool if black girls can do this and that, like what I'm seeing on like in the media. And I started like watching like a lot of um YouTubers like who were making comics or and manga, like White Manga. He does
Mhm.
the Apple Black series,
Mhm.
and I was like, I want to do this too, because I really the black and white art with manga and seem more like accessible to me, and you know
Mhm.
I really like that high contrast. So um I just decided to make my own character. I actually um did like a online manga character design program, and that's how I actually first created Tezra. And she actually had a completely like different outfit on. Like she had like this black bodysuit shining. I think I got it from like a character design from like a fighting game. So I just put that on her. And it's still like the whole Western setting. She still got her rabbit and stuff. But yeah, a completely different outfit. And there was actually like a manga instructor who like critiqued like the design and um made it like provided her critiques to make it look like anatomy better and stuff. And um I was like loving it, like more and more, like coming up with like ideas for her and what stories that I want to make of my own instead of just like consuming it, especially since at that time I wasn't really exposed to a lot of like black creators in the
Yeah.
space because I thought it wasn't really something that a lot of us didn't do. um but I was wrong, obviously, because
Look,
um
we figure it out along the way.
yeah, because like around my family and stuff weren't like comic nerds like that, so it wasn't really something that I was exposed to. It wasn't until like I went to like the Schaumburg Center Black Comic Festival and I saw all these black creators also making like their own comics and their own manga. And then afterwards, when I entered that character design program and I made like, okay, I want to do this too. So I actually got it here, the like my very very first Tesla comic that I made on like copy
That's
paper from a
that's
printer.
that's not the fit that you put in the back of the book, is it?
No,
In the,
wait,
'cause I was
which
like, you
one?
said yeah, the fit, and I was like, oh yeah, because in the back of the book, and you was like a bodysuit. I was like, wait, that's not what
Yeah,
you put in
no,
the back of the
this
book when you showed original design versus final design. Where's that?
I think I in the back like the prologue I did include
Mm.
like um her original design versus like what she looks like now with like the all the blue and stuff. But yeah, this is like her like the motorcycle jacket on and everything. Like she's really tough, right? And yeah, it's just I made it on copy paper from my mom's printer, and this is like the original Tezra story that I made. And when I decided that I wanted to like make more stories with her, I turned it into like, oh, this is like the prologue version of her, right? So I redid the story and as the prologue, and I improved the paneling a little bit. I added some more panels, and I changed her. Oh, on the camera. Yeah, I changed her whole outfit from the black to like supposed to be like blue a little bit. I kept changing her, like initially I kept changing her design like as time went on to something that I was more satisfied with. But yeah, this is like the prologue redid, and I printed this through Comics Wellspring, and it felt so surreal, like having like a printed comic in your hand that you made. Like seeing it digitally is one thing, and it's great that it's done and completed, but once you have it in your hands, it's like completely different experience. Yeah, so this is like, oh, this is my redesign of her and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much how I originally that's my comic origins.
Yeah, I do have to apologize. I actually meant to and completely, I guess, got off track in my brain. I meant to say
so good. I'm
inspired by manga as well. And I only mentioned the westerns. Yeah,
I am
so
inspired by a lot of westerns too, like specifically Love and Rockets with the Hernandez brothers, Jaime Hernandez, yeah, Gilbert Hernandez. Like, I love what mangaka do with like black and white art and screen tone, but it was something about the way that the Hernandez brothers did black and white art without any screen tone, like just a pen and like getting like figuring out all these different like tones and hatching for gray, and I really like blew my mind, and I was like, oh, I don't really need screen tone for everything. So because it can be a process. But yeah, I also love like Western art. Darwin Cook too. Brian Stilfreeze, his watercolors definitely inspiring. But yeah, it's like a mix. Initially, I was influenced by a lot of manga because I was like exposed to it more during lockdown. But yeah, I love like a little bit of everything.
that's cool. Yeah, that was I completely forgot to say it. And that initial design is so cool, and it actually reminds me of a character that we have that is like on a motorcycle and has a like a motorcycle jacket kind of thing.
We
And
like
I
the
think
same thing. Yeah.
she's wearing white in hers. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the hair too a little bit. Yeah, that's so cool.
That was a lot. Like that's crazy, and I love it. I kind of wish you would bring maybe even as just like an homage to your original design. Bring that back, like for one mission that she does or something. That would be really cool. Just to be like, hey, look, they're twinsies. Right?
Maybe a little crossover. Who knows?
We gotta get her to Japan somehow. But that's cool. So darn, now I'm in all kinds of circles because I have lots of things. I mean, I prepare things, but I also have things in my head now because of what you said. So I try to do my research on everyone. You don't put a lot out there, so I had to dig for what I did get.
Yeah.
You were hiding things from me. So what I did not know is that you said you had a chronic illness. If you're comfortable sharing about that.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about it. It's just not really something that I talk about much because I grew up in a household where like social media was like banned, so sharing on social media is still kind of new to me. You know what I mean? So, which worked in my favor in a lot of ways because the type of stuff people just post on, and I'm like, oh my god, that's too much.
Yeah,
but
but if you ever take anything off my show to make anyone else look bad, nobody on this show has ever said anything bad. I will find you.
Yeah. Yeah, but but chronic illness did play a part in why I'm doing this in the first place, is because one of the reasons why it was tough for me to pursue like veterinary medicine at the time was because I was dealing with a lot of health issues on top of like just, you know, the world being shut down, you know. So I know veterinary school is very competitive and a lot of stress, and that's like one of the main uh um it can exacerbate my symptoms, right?
Gotcha.
Being stressed out, dealing with I'm also dealing with depression at the time, so mental on top of physical, it was
Mhm.
tough, right? And drawing was very like therapeutic for me. It helped my mind stay busy.
Mhm.
And and I'll say it gave me a purpose, you know, um, like what I wanted to like do for myself and for others. Um, I just really like drawing and come up with these stories and seeing people's like reactions to them, and it was something that I could do at home, you
Right.
know. Um, and that's why I decided to want to continue to um to do this thing, because you know it's just like I try not to let it like control my life, but living with a chronic illness, it kind of does. You know,
Right.
you have to like manage it and stuff, and there are days where I'm just like I'm nauseous and I can't do anything, or I'm sick and I can't, and it sucks and it makes me feel bad, but I have to remind myself that you know there are people out there who love me and care for me and want to see me pull through and want to see these stories. I want to see these stories out, and it makes me happy to continue drawing them and writing them. And um yeah, that's pretty much like a little my life story.
Gotcha.
Dealing with
No,
chronic illness.
I completely get it. Of course, you want to text people now. Completely get it. I don't have a chronic illness, but I do have chronic pain um,
Mhm.
on occasion, and it is debilitating. And
Yeah.
to be completely honest, you can find a lot about me online. I don't talk about this a lot.
Mhm.
I I have debilitating chronic pain to the point where I sometimes cannot get out of bed, and so I know how that can really just stop you from being able to go do something you want to do. Um, Again, if you're
Yeah.
comfortable, I know you haven't talked about this a lot online.
Yeah,
Does
and
it
you know,
first?
as you're talking, yeah, it just no, sorry, I didn't mean to
No, you're,
cut you.
you're good. I was
No,
gonna say,
no,
does
I'm
it
saying
ever
like,
stop you from like being able to go do things with comics, even,
mhm.
or does it ever hinder your creation process or hinder you from being able to do more with your comics?
Um, Sometimes yes, if I'm feeling like physically ill and mentally um just mentally like not there, not feeling like a little like the motivation to draw, though I do try to fight it because I know that'll just make me feel worse.
Mhm,
And it's tough because dealing with like a chronic illness isn't like people can physically see. It's tough for people to understand what I'm going through, and especially like you know with dealing with depression and anxiety on top of that, because um,
mhm.
I have this like need to like fulfill expectations and stuff, and when it doesn't work out, I'm like, oh my god, you know, I'm too hard on myself. I know, like everyone tells me that,
As an
and
artist, you probably are because y'all are hard on yourselves.
yeah, and yeah, I would say you know um sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I try to not to let it I try not to let it negatively affect me like too
Mhm,
much. You know, because I sometimes back in my head I like I wish like my pace was faster. I can just get all these stories out faster, you know. But
right.
I just know that you know everyone should be working at their own pace. Um, it's fine to like take your time. And yeah, it's still a thing that I'm working on with myself, you know. Um, and I know there'll still be people there who are supportive and waiting for me and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's good. Thank you for being open about that.
Yeah,
Also,
no problem.
I think there are people out there who definitely need to hear it from other people who are doing the dang thing,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of people, especially Black women out there, who may be dealing with disabilities or just pain or illness, and think that just keeps them from being able to do anything. I think the biggest
Mhm.
problem is not so much that what you're dealing with keeps you from doing anything, because you're still doing it. It's that
Mhm.
we should be allotted certain what's the word I'm looking for? The
Like grace, maybe.
grace, the
Patience.
yeah. And also
Yeah.
just accessibility essentially. The
Yeah.
world is so
Pretty much.
accessible to Black women already, but it's even less
Right.
accessible when you have some kind of disability.
Mhm.
And that's not fair for any of us. But that doesn't mean we can't do it. And I love seeing other people who are doing it. And I know very few in this space. So I'm really glad you brought that up. Like I really am glad you brought that up. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, because it's not something that I talk about much. So I'm glad to get it out there. It feels good to have other people understand like what I'm going through.
Yeah. Um, I want to talk about you've partnered with Anissa.
Mhm.
That's her name, right?
Anisha.
Anisha. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like I heard I was like, I know I heard it. And then, see, this is why I need to read my notes.
No,
And then
it's okay.
because I can read, I can't remember things apparently. But you
Mhm.
partnered with Anisha,
Mhm.
and I think you've known Anisha for a little while, even before you started doing comics, which is why y'all partnered up, right?
Yeah, I've actually known her since high school, so we're best friends, yeah. And she does like a little like writing and drawing on the side.
Oh,
Um
did not know she
and
drew.
yeah, yeah, like little things here and there. She's more of like a writer than a drawer, I believe. Um and um yeah, when I decided to undertake like this Tesla projects and stuff, I was like, I need someone who can like check me and like like review like the script, make sure there's no like typos, and things make sense. And I asked her if she'll come on board with me, because it's good to have a second pair of eyes on
Yes.
the thing you're working with. Otherwise, like, everything just blends together. You don't notice like the mistakes until it's printed, and you're like, oh, I didn't catch this. But yeah, and she wholeheartedly agreed. So yeah, we that's basically like been our like uh business like relationship. Like, I do like we help do like the writing. She helps with like adding some stuff and editing the script, and I draw it, and then once it's done, I put everything together. I give it back to her for her to edit, see everything makes sense, and then once everything is good, then we send it off to the printers or share it and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
And thank you for being self-aware as well, because I've been telling a lot of people in this space that you do need an editor. I know you think your
yeah.
story is top notch to balls to the walls, but I've read some of them, and y'all need some editors on there, and y'all didn't have any.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially when I don't really consider myself like a good writer. Like, I didn't really go to like any class for like, well, I English class essays and stuff, right? But
Mhm,
like creative writing, like I never took a class on that and stuff, and then that's something
mhm,
that I want to improve on. So to have someone else look at it who also writes, can um add some flavor to it, change some things, or suggest some things. It's good to have like another pair. Like, I think doing it all by yourself, the quality
mhm.
can suffer. Especially in the writing part, if you're not trained or having experience with writing.
Right.
Um,
So when I know for the very first initial Tesra design, you used the class you took. But when you're making new character designs now, what does the process look like for you to create some character designs for some of your other stories or other characters in the story too?
Yeah, my process basically is um pretty much designing what I like from like other like media. you know,
Mhm.
like I consume like a lot of like, like media like fighting games, RPGs, other comics, movies, television and stuff. So I get to like see like um or observe different like character archetypes, like someone who's like the warrior, like Wonder Woman, like basically um Tezra is kind of like that woman warrior like archetype that I really liked in characters like Wonder Woman, like buff like Mirko from My Hero Academia, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, like those type of characters, and yeah, I basically like um take those pieces and traits of characters that I liked
Mhm.
from other media and basically like put it like in a gumbo and like stir it and make my own, pretty much like add my own flavor to it. um like another example is there's a new character like in the latest comic called Terry Blossom. She's a mercenary for hire, and she's giving Tezra and Blaze a pretty hard time right now. um and she was inspired by Harley Quinn, who is like my favorite like DC character. She has like a similar personality, but more chaotic and rabid, I would say. Um, and yeah, like those type of characters, like Harley Quinn, Jury, those like off the wall, uh, chaotic type characters. I liked them, so I made my own pretty much.
Mhm.
um, and yeah, that's basically like my process. And sometimes to I also like observing people and their like conversations and stuff, and like how they talk, like their mannerisms, and like um kind of feed that into like my characters as well to make them like a little more like authentic and not just like another version of that archetype, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't gotten that far yet, so I can't wait to
Oh, okay.
see that
Yes,
character.
definitely. Yeah, she's a
Give
time.
give me all the things. Give me all the things. Um, my last question for you
hmm
is I know between the Black and Bloody zine and you actually have another supernatural comic out right now, the Red Blood Moon
Blood. Oh
Mysteries.
my god,
Red
Blood
Blood
Moon
Moon.
Mysteries. Yeah, I almost said red
Blood
too.
Moon. I don't want to
It is
everything.
red.
Red Blood Moon
Blood
Mystery.
Moon
Blood
Mysteries.
Moon
Yeah.
Mystery. I want to say red so bad. Blood
Like it's thick.
Moon Mysteries
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Do you think you would want to lean more into horror now? Because I also did read Blood Moon Mysteries as
Yeah.
well, and I very much enjoyed that one.
Really? Okay, that's good
Now, it
feedback
could
to
be
have.
me, the horror fan in me. I'm a huge horror supernatural fan, so that
Okay.
could also be a part of it. But I enjoyed it, and it's also got some funny moments in it too. So like,
Come some what?
because it also has some good funny moments in it. Like
Oh,
they feel
okay.
natural. Like
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I will say I'm considering it because um surprisingly like I'm not that much of a horror.
it doesn't
I
have to, it doesn't have to stay horror scary. It just be like
right.
supernatural ghosts.
Yeah, it won't probably stay that it yeah, it won't go that way because jump scares and gore, I'm not I'm not into that. But like the whole like horror creatures aspect of it, like
Mhm.
vampires, werewolves, like also creepy to find like in fantasy, like even like ghosts sometimes.
Mm.
Um, I definitely like that aspect of it, and I think I will. I definitely have some ideas for Blood Moon Mysteries. I'm actually working on a secret project right now that's within that universe. But yeah, I would say you'll definitely see more of werewolf detective Danny Lupe. Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, it's Danny's a werewolf and the other girl's a witch, right?
Yeah, she's a witch, and their other friend is Luke Lace, a vampire.
Yeah.
I actually created those characters for the Black and Bloody zine, and I
Mm.
like them so much because I love werewolves too, and mysteries and stuff. So I was like, I
I
want
also
to
like
continue
big
with this
mystery.
character.
I also am a
Yeah,
big mystery person, so like
yeah,
I'm here for it.
yeah. I recently watched the um oh my god, what was the name of it? I forgot. It was on Netflix, and it was like the White House detective show. It was featuring that actress from Orange is the New Black. I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot.
I haven't watched it yet. That's why I don't know the name of it, but
Okay,
I have seen about it. Yeah. I do want to watch it.
yeah,
Most people on it.
it's
Uh,
really good. Yeah, I love me a good mystery. Yeah,
right. I
so
love mystery.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I definitely
Oh,
like to put
super,
like that
super
urban
fan.
fantasy aspect in it. So yeah.
Okay. Um, so if you could just give a piece of advice to a Black woman who may be dealing with stuff and going through stuff and feels like it might be hard to start doing this, what would you tell them?
um, I will tell them and myself that
I'll tell you too.
yeah, yeah. It yeah, it'll get better. Like I feel like um being in my head a lot, being a quiet person, not really sharing a lot of stuff publicly or to even like my close friends. Sometimes they like nudge me on the shoulder, like, hey, you can talk to me, like
Mhm.
don't let it all bottle in and fester, and you're a hot mess. It's okay to like um find trusted people to talk to, and um I would say like if in your head about like whether or not you should pursue this thing called art in a time like this, I would say you definitely should. I feel like speaking like for myself especially, like making art definitely made me able to express things that I probably um can't communicate like verbally in a straight communication. um it made me express myself in ways that um, was definitely very therapeutic for me, and it makes me like feel better about myself, and it also makes me feel even better that people are responding to it. And yeah, I would say just do it, just go for it, make that thing. um, you'll probably feel better afterwards. And definitely don't be afraid to talk to people. You know, you can do this. I believe in you. And yeah, there's a whole community of us, just of especially Black women creators who are here for each other, supportive. Definitely find your tribe. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, we're in this together. So yeah, make more comics.
And there you go. She went out with a bang right now.
Yes.
Um, so please let everyone know where they can find all the Tesra tandem so that they can
Oh,
come
that's
and
it.
see
Yes.
you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Tezra Tandem. The link in my bio includes like my link tree and all my other links. If you don't have Instagram, you can just type in CJM Draws link tree, and it should pop up, where you can like have um, like all my links to the global comics, where you can read Tezra #1 for free, and all the other previous series like this one. And you can also buy these 2 issues on Coffee. Um, and yeah, that's where you'll find me. I also have a portfolio website as well. You can like preview all like the comics as well. And yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Oh, I would like to also say that you can Google Tezra Tandem and find her as well.
Yes,
Just
that
in case,
too.
if
Yes.
you're having a hard time somehow.
Yeah, you'll find me some. It's CJ McWillis, Tezra Tandem, CJ
And
Draws.
it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
SEO is built brick hard. Okay,
Yeah.
the first thing that pops up. Um, Also, to what she said about being private and finding people to talk to, yes, very much. And also know that it is okay if you don't share everything on social media. Social media is a
Yes.
pussy at times. So like it's okay. But do
Yeah,
have people
having that many strangers have opinions on you is not healthy. So definitely moderation is key.
decide what you want to share if you want to share and do what works for you. But please have people in your life, like she said, that you can talk to. Um, but yeah, that's the end of it today. That's all the time we have for today. Of course, remember to like, comment, subscribe right here on YouTube. You can find Melanin Minds at Melanin Minds 24 on Instagram, or you can find me at official_Tashi J on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me. Actually, you know what? Those are the only 2 that really matter for this. I'm not even going to keep giving out my YouTube. Um, I got Facebook, I guess, Tasha J89. I'm also not going to spell it because I have an editor who's going to put it down there with words that you can see and see the
Okay,
letters,
good.
know how to spell it. So I can stop doing that now. Also, if
Very
you look
useful, yeah.
for comics for me, you can search at Midnight X Comics on social media, except for Facebook and YouTube, where it is just Midnight Comics. That is all the time we have today. Thank you so much for being here. You gave a lot of good
Thank you so
tidbits
much.
that people listen to. And guys, remember, as I say every week, even a small spark can produce a huge blaze. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.